Recording in progress.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us here at Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we share universal good through love. And Michael is going to light the candle and explain it.
Yes, good morning, everyone. And this candle is the only ritualistic thing that we do here, but it's very important. So the candle itself is 2 wicks, and again, the wax represents that there is only one. And the first wick that I light is that of the representing the light of God that's within you. That's the great secret, again, that the kingdom of heaven is within you. God is living its life in and through and as you. And the second candle, second wick that we light is that of the community candle. Again, we can even see that it shines a much greater light. So us being here today, again, shines a great light, not only to our area, but also to the world. So thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. And John, you want to lead us in a song?
Joy is wonderful. Joy in the morning, joy in the afternoon, joy in the evening, joy again soon. When we are happy, joy is how, joy is wonderful, joy is now. Joy in our homes, joy in our work, joy in relationships, joy at our birth. When we are happy, joy is how, joy is wonderful, joy is now. Joy in accomplishment, joy in getting done, joy in doing well, joy in having fun. When we are happy, joy is how, joy is wonderful, joy is now, joy is now.
All right. Thank you, John. We very much appreciate that. And I'm now going to turn this over to Michael, who's going to do Science of Mind 3.
Yes, good morning, everyone. And yes, I'm reading from Science of Mind 365. And today, the affirmation is spirit flows through my consciousness into action. Spirit flows through my consciousness into action. Say that to yourself silently. Spirit flows through my consciousness into action. Ernest Holmes wrote that there is an eternal springtime in my soul. Always rising but never setting is the sun of my destiny. Today I refuse to worry about anything. I have complete confidence that the God who is always with me is able and willing to direct everything that I do, to control my affairs, to lead me into pathways of peace and happiness. So right here, right now, I release every sense of condemnation, either against myself or others. I loose now every feeling of animosity. I now understand that there is a principle and a presence within each person that's gradually drawing that person into the kingdom of good. I know that the kingdom of God is at hand, and I am resolved to enter it, to possess it, and to let it possess me. I have a silent partner within me whose energy is inexhaustible and whose intelligence is without limit. It is life itself. I maintain close communion with my true center, knowing that the divine spirit operates through me now. I know that I am not limited by anything that has happened or by anything that is now happening. I enter into an entirely new set of conditions and circumstances. That which has no limits is flowing through my consciousness into action now, right now. Science of Mind 365.
Thank you, Michael. And today our speaker is going to be Michael Mangus. And what are you talking about today?
I am talking about vibrating at the frequency of God. Vibrating at the frequency of God.
Wonderful. Okay, John, you want to lead us into meditation?
We are one. We are one. We are one. One. One in spirit. One in kind. One in love. One in mind. We are one. We are one. We are one. One. One in spirit. One in kind. One in peace. One in mind.
As we recognize that we are one with spirit, one in kind, one in mind, and recognize all that God is, which is love, peace, joy, beauty, power, light, life, wisdom, wholeness, completeness, perfection, abundance, prosperity, all this and more because God created all, is in all, and through all. And knowing that God created all, in all, and through all, that means that we are one with all that God is. All the love, all the joy, all the peace, all the power, the beauty, the light, the life, the wisdom. This is all our heritage, our parts, all a part of us. So as we recognize that and feel this and unify ourselves with God and realize that that oneness is really here right now and within us and as us. I speak my word for Summit Center for Spiritual Living. I know that our time together is very special. That we learn from one another, that we get to share our thoughts and our time with each other. And as Michael speaks, his words are God's words, speaking through him and as him. As John's music is done, that is God's music, working through him and as him. And that each person, Canna and Kyle and Carol Ann and myself and John and Michael, are all one, including Deb, that we know of. And then those that are join us later or on the line, see us later online. Either way, we're all one. One with each other, one with the world as it is. We're part of the world, but we are part of spirit more than anything. So knowing this, I give thanks. I give thanks for all the good that is happening right here, right now. Thanks for the healing that is happening for Deb and for anybody else that may be having a physical ailment that needs a little bit of healing done. I know that that's done, it's taken care of. I know that prosperity and abundance is each and every one of us. And more than anything, that love and joy and peace is ours right now. As I give thanks one more time, I just release my word into the law, knowing it is done. And so it is. Amen.
One in spirit, one in kind, one in awareness, one in mind, one one
Thank you, John. Very much appreciate that. And Michael, I'm turning off my sound suppression now. It doesn't matter. Michael? Now, open your eyes. Please open your eyes and take a moment to look at each other. So open your cameras. and see the magnificent together as you look into each other's eyes with the spirit that is there. So, yes. Thank you. All right, Michael. I've turned my original sound for musicians off. I had it on while I was speaking. While I was praying. Was that right or wrong?
You don't need it on. You're not a musician. When
Yeah.
you turn it on, it releases the suppression of the background noise. If you have it off, then you don't hear the background noise.
Okay, so
You want it off.
Well, let's do these technical issues later, okay?
all right,
All right.
all right. Thank you.
It was definitely more staticky before, and
Okay, so I should have just left it off. Okay, gotcha.
All right. Are we done? Are we ready to go here?
And I couldn't understand you, so
Okay. So, hi there and welcome. So, we're talking today about vibrating at the frequency of God. And if the word God bothers you, use the word creator, source, Ein Sof, as they say in Kabbalah. So, vibrating at the frequency of the creator. So, earlier this year, I had planned on attending Hamvention down in Dayton, Ohio, which is the largest gathering of amateur radio operators in the whole world, with over 30,000 hams coming together. It is truly a place where signal, frequency, and friendships are everything. And as an amateur radio operator myself, I was excited. I was even scheduled to speak at the Dayton Center for Spiritual Living that same weekend. However, life had other plans, including a bride that called me at 11 o'clock at night, saying that her officiant couldn't make it. So I didn't make the trip. But while I stayed home, though, something started stirring in me. I began asking this question: what frequency am I really operating on? Not my radio, but my spirit. Was I in tune with the Creator's frequency, which is love and joy and appreciation? We know that through the Abraham Hicks teachings. Or was I stuck in something lower? To be honest here, I was feeling kind of blah. Ever been there? Ever done that? Do you have the t-shirt about that? Or maybe you've been living there for a while. I don't know. But it's that heaviness, that numbness. It's not just a mood, it's a vibration, and it's telling us something. It's feedback. So I made a decision here to start monitoring my spiritual signal, which is my feelings, more closely, and to find my way back to the Creator's higher frequencies. And today's message is about that, about how to tune out the noise and realign with divine love and joy and peace. So there are some specific steps that I'm going to go through today. The first step is this: we need to clear the static. So, have you ever tried to tune in an old radio? What you'll find out is sometimes that you will hear a lot of static, which again, sometimes that's what you hear on the old radios. Again, that fuzzy, distorted noise that blocks you from hearing the music or the message. Or maybe you've been driving at night and you're trying to catch a station on your car radio, and all you get is that mix of crackle and faint voices. You know that music's playing, but it's buried underneath all the noise. Now, spiritually, many of us live in static without realizing it. It is the background noise of our lives: anxiety, busyness, overthinking, fear, regret, and even spiritual fatigue. The divine signal, though, never stops broadcasting, but we can't hear it when our hearts are crowded with static. One of my favorite passages from the Bible is this one from Psalm 46:10. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." It's a great mantra if you need something to focus your mind on during meditation. Be still and know that I am God. Stillness, though, is not about being quiet. It's about being spiritually receptive, holding your hands open like this. Charles Fillmore from the Unity tradition described God as the silent stream ever flowing through man. But you can't hear a stream when your inner world sounds like rush hour traffic. So clearing the static means clearing space, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It means unplugging from the constant stimulation and tuning in through spiritual practices like meditation or centering prayer. Mindfulness techniques have been the most researched meditation technique ever. And they have over 100 studies that have shown that meditation works, especially mindfulness meditation, being and paying attention to your breath in the moment. So this isn't just woo-woo. This is actual researched science now. So meditation or centering prayer, 10 to 20 minutes a day. Unplugging from the digital noise, less scrolling and more soul work. If you're going to scroll, do something, read. There's plenty of stuff online to read. And also journaling, a powerful way to empty all of that mental chatter and clutter onto a page so that your heart can breathe again. It also means this, letting go of emotional residue. Unforgiveness, resentment, self-doubt, they all produce low frequency loops. So think of them as radio interference. Abraham Hicks teaches that you can't feel good while holding on to thoughts that feel bad. I'll say it again here. You can't feel good while holding on to thoughts that feel bad. It's that simple. But it's not always easy. To start small here. If the mornings feel heavy, don't automatically reach for your phone, reach for silence. Ask, what am I carrying today that is not mine to hold? What is carrying today? What am I carrying today that is not mine to hold? What am I carrying today that is not mine to hold? Then give it over to God, source creator. Literally say it out loud. Create a ritual of release. Ernest Holmes says that we must turn from the conditions and the effect. That means what's going on outside into the cause, which is spirit. So clearing the static is a daily discipline. It's not a one-time decision. It's like brushing your spiritual teeth. If we don't do it regularly, gunk builds up, doesn't it? So, but when we do, it's amazing how much clearer that we hear God's whispers. So again, meditation or centering prayer, unplugging from the digital noise, journaling, and also forgiveness, giving up those resentments that we hold towards another and or towards ourselves. So the next thing that we do once that static clears, the next question is, what are you tuning into now? So our next step is we align with love, because not every frequency is worth our attention. Some channels keep us in cycles of fear or comparison or scarcity. But what is God's frequency? God's frequency is always love. God's frequency is always love. The New Testament tells us very clearly from 1 John 4, verse 8, that God is love, period. God is love. Now, that's not a metaphor or a nice saying. That's spiritual law. Love is not just a feeling here. It's a vibrational signature of the divine. So when we align with love, we align with God's very nature. Abraham Hicks puts it this way: when you are feeling love or appreciation, you're on the frequency of source. Isn't that beautiful? When you're feeling love or appreciation, you're on the frequency of source. So love is a lot more than just an emotion. It's an energetic harmony with your creator. So how do we align with love practically? Well, again, as we said before, start with forgiveness. Nothing, and this is from experience here, nothing blocks God's frequency like unprocessed resentments. When we hold a grudge even quietly, it weighs us down. It weighs me down. Forgiveness, though, does not excuse someone's actions. It's releasing your vibration from their energy. It's not letting someone off the hook. It's about taking yourself off the hook that they left you hanging on. So the next one is compassion, not just for others, but for yourself. So speak to yourself the way that God would speak to you, with kindness and compassion and understanding and grace. So when you fall short here, again, I encourage you not to spiral into shame. Instead, say, I'm learning, I'm loved, I'm being guided. Use your so-called mistakes as not mistakes, but feedback, valuable feedback. When I work with people online, when I'm teaching them how to use StreamYard, which is one of the programs that we use, and we also use it here at Summit Center for Spiritual Living to stream our broadcast. When I'm teaching someone to do that and they make a mistake, I say, okay, so what did you learn from it? So again, using it as feedback rather than as I'm bad or triggering past emotions. So what we do again is we align with love. I'm learning, I'm loved, I'm being guided. Again, that's aligning with love here. So forgiveness, compassion, and then there's gratitude. Believe you me, it's one of the fastest ways of raising your frequency. When someone who's in a 12-step program like Alcoholics Anonymous, they call their sponsor with everything negative in the world that's going on. Many times the sponsor will respond by saying, tell me 10 things that you can be grateful for. And the response back is, what do you mean 10 things? What can you be grateful for? And then sometimes the response is nothing. And the sponsor will say, well, guess again. So raising our frequency through gratitude, it shifts your focus from what is missing to what is already present and abundant. So try this here. Try starting each morning by naming just 3 things that you're grateful for before reaching for your phone or calendar. And you may even want to write them down in a gratitude journal. Love is a practice. It's a decision here. It's a frequency that you choose to match. Charles Fillmore, again from Unity, wrote this: divine love in its fullness is the pure essence of being that binds us together and binds the whole human family. So when you are practicing love, you are not just blessing yourself, but you're sending healing waves into the world. So let me be clear here. It does not mean that you ignore injustice, bypass grief, or pretend that everything okay when it's not. This is not about what's called spiritual bypassing. Love is not denial, but love is a higher perspective that says, even here, even now, I can respond with grace and not from reaction. Even here, even now, I can respond with love. So aligning with love is how we re-enter into the divine flow. It's how we become living expressions of God as us. Tune in here and watch your world change. So once again, we've cleared all the static here. We've aligned with love. Now it's time to amplify the frequency by speaking it. Now, that means adding in some watts, some real power here. So words are energy. They don't just describe our world, they shape it. Listen to me very carefully here. They don't just describe our world, our words shape it. The Bible says from Proverbs 18, verse 21, that death and life are where? They're in the power of the tongue. In other words, your mouth is a broadcasting tower. Whatever that you're saying, you're vibrating into the atmosphere. Ernest Holmes wrote this, and again, that he used broadcasting as a metaphor to teach spiritual principle. Ernest Holmes wrote that life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. And the same is true for the speaker. When we're speaking out of love and faith and truth, we're not just changing our inner vibration, but we're shifting the energy of our homes, our workplaces, and also our communities. However, though, many times out of habit, we speak from that. We speak from habit and not alignment. So we say things like, I'm tired, or I'll never catch up, or nothing ever works out for me. So when you say that coming out of your mouth or someone else's, you can just say, cancel, cancel. These statements may feel honest, but they're also creative. They reinforce the lower frequency. So what I teach students and clients is this. It's one thing to say, I am tired, but it's another thing to just say what you're feeling, or I feel tired. In that there's a difference. I am associates that with your divine, but just by saying the feelings that I feel tired, again, that's more of a description of what you are feeling and not who you are. Abraham Hicks teaches this: you cannot speak defeat and expect victory. I'm going to say that again because it's so important. You can't speak defeat and expect victory. Your words become an emotional set point. So what are we to do here? Start speaking on purpose. If you want your life to change, you have to consciously take control of your life by speaking from your conscious mind into the subjective mind, which is one with the universal mind. Use your voice like a sacred tool. Say things that feel like truth, even if you're still growing into them, like, I am safe. I'm growing. I'm tuning into God's love today. Divine ideas flow through me. All is well. You don't have to fake it, but you can focus it. You don't have to fake it, but you can focus it. So every time you open your mouth, ask yourself, what frequency am I releasing? And again, let me talk about this again, because again, a lot of times with messages like this, that toxic positivity comes in. And that's the whole idea of, again, of just ignoring everything and just going ahead and just saying, well, everything's good. It's not about ignoring what's going on, but it's about, again, alignment and choosing again. This is, again, not being about being positive all the time. Again, it's about alignment. Where are we aligned? Even when we're going through pain and uncertainty, you can say, I have no idea how this is going to work out. But I know that the divine in me is working it out. I have no idea how this is going to work out, but I know the divine within me is working this out. So this is not denial. This is a divine declaration. So Jesus modeled this. And again, you can look in the Gospel of John. He didn't speak what he saw. He saw what heaven was doing. Isn't that cool? When he stood before the tomb of Lazarus, he said, Lazarus, come forth. Not, well, this is probably hopeless. His words were resurrecting power. So let your words today rise to meet the frequency of faith. Speak healing, speak life, speak prosperity. The more you do, the more your whole life will begin to hum with the same frequency. So in closing here, what frequency are you vibrating on now? Is it frustration or fear or fatigue? Is it that kind of numb feeling? Or is it love and joy and peace? The divine frequency of the Creator. The truth is this: God's frequency is always there. It's always broadcasting. The signal never goes out, but it's up to us, though, to clear the static. We align with love and also to speak the frequency. You don't have to earn it. You just have to tune into it. Like in that moment in the car at night, you're fiddling with the dial. You're trying to hear the music. You know it's there, but even when you quite can't hear it. And that's how spirit works here. Always present, always patient, always waiting for us to come into alignment. So this week, I'd like to call you to action here. I want to invite you to take one action in each area. Okay? These are real simple steps. Clear the static with 5 minutes, just 5 minutes in the morning of just being still. 5 minutes in the morning of silence, just being still. Second, align with love by forgiving not your list, but one person. One person. And it may be even be yourself. And the third thing to do is this. Speak life by affirming one truth aloud every day. This is not about knowing more. This is about being who we are. It's being divine. It's being, again, that God living its life in and through and as us. You are not just a receiver of God's frequency. You're also a transmitter. So in amateur radio terms, that's a transceiver. That's a box that's both a receiver and also a transmitter. They used to be apart. But again, that the modern manufacturers have put them all into one unit. They're a transceiver. So go out this week and vibrate love so loud that others can feel it just by standing near you. Ernest Holmes wrote this. He says, all the power of the universe is with you. Feel it, know it, and then act as though it were true. All right, so let's do a guided meditation here. So again, just close your eyes. Take a moment now to pause and breathe and align. Just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. And if you haven't already, close your eyes. Again, breathe in slowly and breathe out. And as you breathe again, imagine tuning a quiet dial in your heart. And as you exhale, feel the static just fall away. And as you do so, whisper to your soul, I am still. I am loved. I am aligned with divine frequency. I am still. I am loved. I am aligned with divine frequency. I'll say it again. I am still. I am loved. I am aligned with divine frequency. Yes. You are still, you are loved. You are aligned with divine frequency. Now visualize yourself surrounded by light that's radiating now from your heart, pure and loving and radiant. This is the frequency of God. It's all around you. It goes through all the seen and unseen bodies of you. This is the radiant love and light of God. It comes from within you. Now say to yourself this: I let go of all that is no longer serving me. I let go now of all that is no longer serving me. I'm letting go now of all that is no longer serving me. I now receive divine love and joy. I now receive divine love and joy. I now receive divine love and joy. And I speak peace and love into the world. I speak peace and love into the world. I speak peace and love into the world. Breathe in and breathe out. Just experience that silence now for just a moment. So when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Come back to here, feeling refreshed, aligned, and empowered. And so it is. Thank you.
Wonderful, Michael. And a reminder of where we need to be in our thinking, in our doing, and that is to always being in that positive space. But even when we can't be in that positive space, that we still don't have any hatred or anything nasty going out. We only want to be positive forces, not negative forces. And I really like that. So anyways, I'm going to turn this over to somebody else. Thank you.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. You have raised the vibration of everyone here and everyone that will be listening whenever they are listening. And that is totally magnificent because we can leave today vibrating on a higher level of being. You gave beautiful, simple steps to do that are not difficult, but they take not just doing them one time, but doing them repeatedly and keep doing them until you got them and they become more natural for you. So bravo.
Absolutely. It's wonderful. Very inspiring. Great insights. God is love. There's no doubt about that.
Yes. All right. Yeah, really, really, really good, honey. It was like I said, I'm not sure how the words that I was thinking, but it was just, I just felt good listening to everything, and feeling it as well. So I really appreciate that. So we're going to let John do a song now.
Well, I had a funeral the other day, Friday. Jim Gattuso, you might recall, his former wife passed, Vicky. I don't know if you ever met her, but yeah, she was living down in South Carolina, and we brought her up here for the events and so on. But anyway, I'd share a song I wrote for that kind of event, and it's called "We Are Alive." Life is for loving and learning as we grow, moving through a lifetime. We find more and more to know. We are alive in soul and mind. We are all living and life goes on and on. When someone passes on, where have they gone? Where are they now? In truth, they are still living in God's love. We all know how. They are alive in soul and mind. We are all living and life goes on and on. on the way, expressing as we may, wherever we go, we know we are alive in soul and mind. We are all living and life goes on and on and on and on. We are alive. We are alive.
Beautiful, John. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you. All right, so it's that time in our service where we have everybody give the opportunity to give. So there are several ways you can do that. You can go to Zelle or you can go to PayPal. And you would go to sscofakron@gmail.com and you can give that way. Or you can send a check or a money order with the word Summit on it to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio 44310, and we will also get that taken care of for you as well. So with that, just since we symbolically take our gifts right over top of love, just know with me, all that we have, all that we receive, all that we give is blessed in a very gracious manner, that it is given in love and in joy and in peace to the work of Summit Center for Spiritual Living. And it goes back to the givers 10 times or more, but it is a place of love and joy for not only the person, but also for the world. And so it is. Amen. All right, so some more good, John?
Good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. Unlimited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. Good and more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit and soul.
All right, thank you, John. Time for announcements.
Yes, go ahead.
I was going to say, next week I'll be the speaker. The week after that is John. And we need to figure out what we're going to do for November. So we'll talk about that afterwards, but I just wanted to mention that. So that's what's coming up. All right, go ahead, Michael.
Well, again, ntmedia.org, that's where I spend most of my week. New Thought Media Network. You can get a lot of the programs, even on our Facebook page that you're watching us now. Just lots of great programming. I just spent the week at Unity Village working for the Associated New Thought Network, helping with the Zoom room of all things. So I spent my week on Zoom. So and an interesting story real quick is that, so I'm sitting at the table at the dinner table, the dining hall, beautiful, just wonderful meal. And I asked a fellow minister across the table, I said, "Where are you from?" And she said, "I'm from Ohio." And I said, "Oh, that's interesting. I am too. Where are you located?" And she said, Medina, Ohio. So I met the new minister, Reverend Michelle, at Unity Village, who's 20 minutes away. So that's so that was my sacred coincidence for the week. Thank you.
That's Medina Unity.
Yes,
Mhm.
Reverend Michelle is their new minister there.
Are they still at, in that building, that resort, or that wonderful party
No,
place?
no, they've moved.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. John?
I have the blog, YesWise Inspiry at yeswise.com, and you can find that on my YesWise channel at YouTube, where I put up one about once a week. YesWise Inspiry.
All right. Carol Ann, I know you have been having some announcements.
Absolutely. I will not be here next week. I am going to be in a hot air balloon. We're having a family retreat, and we decided we wanted to spend it up the way in the air. In the meantime, I am starting to look at programming for fall and winter and need to get together with Michael. And so as that comes around, we will let everyone know. Thanks.
Okay.
And also, one more divine moment was that I was at that table during that time. I was talking about someone who I know, Reverend Dr. Paul Gratz, and I said about the wonderful church that he has down in Atlanta. And guess who I meet next? Paul Gratz was there at the was there. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, with that, it's time for our moment of silence, and I'm going to try to turn it on while I do the ringing. Let's see what happens. Okay, so as I ring the bell, please take into your hearts and mind any person who may need some healing, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. And whether it's for an individual or for the world, just please know that it is already done. It's already taken care of. All right, I'll ring us in and I'll ring us out. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Okay, John.
Love is real. Love is true. We are love. Living is me and you. Joy is real. Joy is true. We are joy. Living is me and you. Peace is real. Peace is true. life is true. We are life, living as me and you, living as me and you.
Thank you, John. And there was a quick question from Michael. They want to know when do you, or wait, actually, Deb sent me a message. She said she wanted to know when do you graduate, and I think she means when is your ordination,
Okay.
and also she also I just want to tell you what else she said. Hang on a minute. There you go. She said he has a really good presentation style. So I just wanted you to let you know that. So
Okay. So Deb, yes. So I'm eligible for ordination after the first of the year, after I send in my third year report. And then in April, then I am eligible then to apply for ordination. And then I panel then in July. So that's what's going on. So
Boy, it's a long process.
so we're looking at a possible ordination ceremony next year at this time. So
okay. Cool.
all right.
All right. All right. Okay, well, unless there's anything else, Hannah, thank you for doing all you do, and